Now we discuss about the new topic, servlet. So first of all, what is servlet? Why we use servlet? First, in the early days, we can use the internet for the websites. Only we can see the information. That is, the websites are only informative purpose only, not interactive purpose. So servlets are main used for the interact to the servers. For interacting purpose, we can use servlets. So before servlets, we can use CGI, Common Gateway Interface. So some drawback is there for the CGI, so that we can use these servlets. So what is the drawback is nothing but for in CGI we can use for every client request we can use multiple database calls. So for that one some time wastage, deployment, all this performance penalty is there. So that we can implement servlet. The servlet it is only open only one time only, opening database connection. It can take multiple client requests by using threads. I'll explain all these things. Okay. So in the early days of internet, the websites are comprised of only static HTML documents. These are only informative, already discussed in this one. Yeah, the information will be stored in the database. Web pages are only informative but not interactive. So introduction of CGI gives life to the World Wide Web. First CGI will be introduced. The combination of HTML forms and CGI provides a mechanism for two-way communication between the client and web server. So mainly the examples of this one is online shopping and online customer support, online banking. These three we can the customers interact to the web servers, websites. So World Wide Web is a place of now global business, like so previously CGI. So CGI is a standard interface for building dynamic websites. So next, servlet. So servlet is the replacement for the CGI for the context of dynamic website. So servlet is mainly server-side web component. It is written in Java 5, and extends the functionality of web server. So how the servlets are superior than CGI, now we will discuss. So CGI can be dynamically built HTML based on the client request only. So with the servlet we can increase the performance, portability and security. All the features are there in the servlet. So the basic difference is here. For each client request, CGI based server creates the new process. After the response is delivered, the process is destroyed. So the new process is created for each request. So with this one, database driven pages require new database connection. For each request, they require new database connection. So for this one, high performance penalty will be occurred. So in the servlet we can share the single database request only across the multiple clients. So for this one we can use here they use threads, simple process, lightweight process threads. For multiple client requests they can use multiple threads, multitasking purpose, created in one process. In one process multiple threads they can create, unlike CGI applications. Servlets sent to the different servers without modifications. So these also servlets are more secure than CGI. So next we discuss about the basics of servlet. So we cannot wish to write the servlet as we wish. For servlet there are some specifications are there, some standards are there. It contains some methods. So we do not create the instance of the servlet class. Servlet creates one instance. So what is the structure of the servlet classes? Basic structure: import java x dot servlet dot star, and then import java x dot servlet dot http dot star. First servlet java x dot servlet dot star, java x dot servlet dot http dot star, and then import java dot io dot star. These three main. First we extend the servlet class, and then servlet dot http dot star class, and then io class, input output method, hypertext markup language, website one, servlet class. These all three extended Java class are imported in the program. So now we take our class, public class, our servlet extends generic servlet. Here generic servlet is the super class for the our program class. Generic servlet is the servlet class. For every program we can extend this generic servlet. Our servlet extend generic servlet. In the generic servlet we can servlet lifecycle methods are there. It's like init method, service method, destroy method. For that one we can use extend class generic servlet. So here first init method, public void init. In the init methods the properties are servlet configuration. Here we configure the servlet in the init method, like connect to database. The installation we can connect the database, and throws servlet exception. Here for exception handling, void init, public void init, servlet config object throws servlet exception, closing braces. This is method declaration only. Next service method. The first one for the opening database connection. Next service method. In the service method we can handling multiple client requests. Public service, servlet response, servlet request, servlet response, throws servlet exception, IO exception. This is a basic method declaration. Servlet request, servlet response, throws servlet exception, IO exception. Here the request method, request object, request and response, two objects are there for servlet. Next destroy method, public void destroy. So there are three methods in the servlet life cycle. Servlet calls them in the appropriate time. This one. So in the initialization purpose we can use init method. Here in the init method we can provide the database connection, also to the servlet, database connection to the servlet. So servlet calls this method only once only in the life cycle of servlet. It calls this init method only once only. Don't call repeatedly, only one time. So next one is service method. In the service method, in this method we write the complete application logic. In this one, server calls this method whenever the client make the request. So So communicating with the database, generating the dynamic web content, sending the output. All the client done. All these methods are done in the service method. The service method communicate with the database and receiving the client requests, generating the dynamic web content, like sending output to the clients. Dynamic web content, sending output to the client. Dynamic web content nothing but executing the websites. Runtime only, runtime web content. All this done in the service method. So resource cleanup will be done in the desktop method. This desktop method is called after servlet execution is over. So next, again we discuss about the what the process is going on in the servlet life cycle. So servlets are container managed, like servlets are executed in the by the servlet container, like servers. Example of the servlet container is like Tomcat web server or WebLogic application servers. There are different application servers are used for the execution of this servlet. So servlet engine, nothing but Tomcat, all these things. It can be implemented according to the servlet specification. So step 1, servlet container, simply called as a server. In the first step, load the servlet class name, load the servlet class, and then it should develop and then deployed into the servlet, the server. Servlet class, it can be deployed into the server. So it happened first time in the application setup, startup. And the second step, servlet engine container, create the instance for the just loaded servlet class. For servlet class, it create the instance like memory, some memory instance for the servlet. So third step, your server creates the instance for the some child class of servlet configuration. Here servlet configuration interface is there in the init method. It create the instance for the servlet configuration. So child class implementation can be changed from server to server, container to container. So step 4, servlet container calls the init method here on the servlet instance. So while calling here in the init method, servlet config is there. It supplies the servlet config type to this method. It refers to the object. So previously we can create the instance now. So it refers to the previously created instance of servlet config type. You retrieve the information. Retrieve the installation to the context information. Next, step 5, servlet engine like server creates two instances here based upon the client request. These two are container implemented of some child class. Main here in this one, servlet request and servlet response is there. These are two instances. These are used in the service method. Servlet engine create two instances based upon the client request. So client for responses to the client, the server creates the two memory instances like servlet request and servlet response. The servlet request, server request to the client information. The client send the information to the server. The server receive this one by using servlet request. Next, servlet response. the servlet response, the server gives the information to the client. These two are done with the servlet request, servlet response. So next step, servlet container calls the service method in the servlet class. The service, these two are there. Init is over. These two, create the instances for these two are over, and then calls the init method, call service method is over. Next step 7. If server receives the another client request, process start from this step 5, like create the instance and then execute the service for multiple clients. Next, last step. So container server instructed to the servlet out of service when the destroy method, last method will be called. So close the servlet. This one. With this way, servlet life cycle will be there. So next class we discuss about the first web application of servlet application and how we deploy the servlet. For this one, there are so many HTML file and XML files all we used, jar files. Okay, subscribe to my channel to see all these lessons.